Welcome.
Welcome. Um, Welcome to another episode of Voice of the Average Man. I am your semi-host. This is my co-host. You know what I'm saying? I go by Bougietti, and this is your one and only. You know what I'm saying? You know, I can't thank him enough. Especially given the times we shared, especially given the wisdom that he applied to me. I like to give the honors and letting this man introduce himself. Go ahead, Mister.
How you feeling? Small world, the official small world. How you feeling? Everybody, welcome here. And I like to give the praises to the Most High before we get started. Got to give thanks to us. Things need to be done. And shout out to all the mothers out there. Appreciate y'all. Welcome to the show. Hope you all enjoy it. Let's take this ride.
Right. And moving right along. Last time we touched on numerous of things, especially when it came to like the economical dating and how hard it is for a man to live in this economy and date. And we touched on a little bit more as elaborated on the type of individuals that we have available for us, where it's very limited as far as marriage potential. It's very limited, and it's hard to dictate day to day as far as like an average man. How can he apply himself to be that number one guy for the potential right one? And these days it's looking like it's really really hard to actually find that right one. But how can you describe what it is to actually look for that right one in today's economy?
My bad. Hey, you know what? Real shit. The right one in today's economy. First of all, that's a tough one when you got everybody want to be like these baddie girls and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Not knocking nobody's show, but if you want to be with that life and you think everything gotta be glamorous and the dude gotta have this, gotta have that, you basically knock down the good ones that you could have in your life. You giving those who you feel as though the dating game is full of people who gotta be balling. Your hustlers, your big time bankers, whatever you want to call them, men of large sum of money. That those are the ones that you only want to deal with. You can't deal with a blue collar guy or a guy that's a single father that's trying to come up in the world and trying to provide. I don't look at them as a catch, but you look at the ones who just doing whatever recklessly as that's the dream guy, the one that'll smack the shit out you and treat you like some shit. You know what I'm saying? You be basically his cum rag, and y'all love him. Because they basically on the shows, hey, if I fuck this one and this one and this one, they love me. Well, I'm that shit. I'm that bitch because and whatever. But no, I don't get it with y'all when it comes to this dating game now. It's reckless. It's reckless. I don't find that within what it is out here today. I don't find that.
What do you really think that that came? When do you think that really came about? Like, far as like gear wise, like when did you really start to feel a change? Far as into the
I'm gonna say
modern.
I'm gonna say Lil Kim set that trend on what it is to be a dominant woman with a sexual appeal in the rap game, and as far as being out here walking around, but she still had classification because if you recall, Lil Kim, she was when she came with her album, when she did what she did, she was vicious about it. Her whole hardcore album, you can listen from song one to the end without even skipping. She was vicious, but her clothing, the way she dressed, she caught a different she captivated a whole different audience that people don't realize. And now that you got all these other females out here, they got to come off with lesser clothes just to try to sell some shit that, hey, everybody can't listen to all your songs. You understand? You can't even have it where grandma can still sit around and walk through the house and be like, okay, that's all right. I ain't going to be mad at you, but fuck it, you're going to listen to the shit. You're going to church on Sunday. But now you can't have grandma do that shit now because everybody playing this off the wall as everything got to be about sucking a dick or eating a pussy and that's it. I mean, and getting money. You get money, that's it. Ain't nobody talking about the real shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? real shit that's going on in people's homes. So I feel like the whole change of the style and image of what's going on has been fucked. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I love Andre 3000 because he's different. Busta Rhymes, different. When they come in, they come with their own clothing and it's something different. It's something, it ain't that off the wall crazy for a female or male. You know, you got Missy Elliott, clothing look vicious. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking nobody. Rihanna, you got your thing. You doing your thing as a young person of this generation, but as there's a generation as a whole of something we can get down with. You know, Monique, she has a clothing line. Beautiful, beautiful thing for big women of this century and all
Plus
this thing.
size women.
Plus size women. I call them just thick and beautiful. You know what I'm saying? I love it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm trying to tell you, ain't no pussy like it. But anyway, don't mind me with that. I'm trying to tell you, but yes, you got to really think about them type of things because it's real. It's real shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And you touched on a lot, especially like, with the whole Lord Kim situation. Growing up, would you say that you liked it the way that some of the females actually mimic Lord Kim?
No, get your own style. Be yourself. I prefer a woman that's dressed with more clothes on than less of clothes. You know what I'm saying? It attracts me more. If I can see everything, that means you let everybody see what you see. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing special for me. You can show it to everybody. You want everybody to see it all right there. Ain't nothing special you giving me. So fuck do I give a shit about it now?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
everybody's.
And me, I'm more reserved. You feel me? I don't actually want anybody else to say or had or acquired my lady. You feel me? I feel like she is something that's precious. I don't want to share her or indulge her into the world views of everybody else. You feel me? I feel like when you have something that's that sacred, I feel like the more you keep it as sacred,
It's beautiful.
the beautiful it gets.
That's beautiful.
Because you don't have so many influences into your own relationship. And I think that's what breaks a lot of relationship is because you have too many hands in one pot.
And when that child is being made, as long as that other man releases his semen into her, the traits of the child become a part of every other man and not just that man. And I feel like, you can't, I won't knock those women who have multiple men in their life. They have had multiple sex partners in their lives. I just say this, you learn from your actions and the things that you do in life. You know what I'm saying? Once you learn from them, be better than them at times. Teach your children to be better, your daughters to be different. Don't have them go down the same roads of showing them the negativity. I think any woman with a daughter should not have 3 or 4 niggas coming in and out of 3 or 4 men, I'm sorry. 3 or 4 men coming in and out of their house saying, hey, it's all good. No matter who that man may be, nah, if you laying in your bed, that's wrong. She gonna think and subjected that, hey, it's okay for me to have more than one man laying in and out my bed, because that's all right, because mama said it was okay. You know?
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter how good he is or how that other man is making sure everything is done. You can have these other cats running in and out. It's all right. Because they're your friend or you call them the uncle or something. Uncle sleeping in the bed with your butt ass naked. That's crazy shit. That means when my other uncles come over, I need to ask my other uncles, hey, are you going to lay with my mama naked too?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
That's real shit. Or that cousin, are you going to be in my mama's room naked too? Because her other cousins lay with her naked. It's okay. It's all right. Mama said it's okay. So when you bring your nephews over and shit, guess what? Your daughter gonna want to lay with your fucking nephews because hey, mama said it's okay because that's her brother or her cousin. Nigga, be honest with your kids. That's the nigga you fucking. Who you told your children was your man is just your man, but these are your niggas that you fuck on the side. Be real with your daughters and understand that shit hurts them. That shit really hurts them. I don't care how y'all think. Oh no, they don't understand. They don't give a fuck. They ain't in my business. They ain't your business. They on cell phones. They doing what the fuck they want to do. Y'all not raising them, so therefore they're doing what the fuck they want to do. So therefore they're being what they want to do. They are imitating y'all. Stop being an image that's wrong for your daughters and be an image that's right for them. Same with the fathers. Fuck it is what it is. Because it don't land on just a mother's lap because of your father gonna be a father. Hey, tell your daughter, hey, that shit ain't where it's at. When you speak to her mother with the most valuable respect. No matter what wrongful way that lady can come at you, sometimes you got to be a man and be able to chuck it up and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to step off because this ain't where we need to be. I'm not about to be in your face. I'm not going to be arguing with you. And I'm not going to belittle you in front of our children. I'm going to walk away. And when we get our own time to be able to have a conversation, we're going to have that conversation. But that's some shit that we really got to work on with the changes in life.
And can you say most of that contribute to like the last 30 years of the child either not knowing or knowing the father, but the father is not being in the child's life
So it's the
fully?
imitations that the mothers and also with the fathers, mothers, the way they, today's young women want to come off in front of the kids about their fathers, no matter what it is, how small the argument they can have, they'll make it so viciously in front of a child. Like your daddy ain't shit, he out here doing this and woo woo woo. But this child lives with you and it sees what you do. Don't see what daddy do. He only see what daddy do when daddy come over and you get to arguing with daddy and you may ask daddy for something, then you think that child forgets. That child say, hey mom, you just cuss my daddy out over the same thing you just asked this nigga about. And he ain't have it. He eat our cereal up and he roll out. My daddy come over and bring groceries and shit, and you still tell my daddy go about his business when he don't want to lay in your bed with you. How you know what I do? Because I see it, mom. Now you mad at that child, you want to smack that child out and treat it like whatever. That's abuse. Not only abuse physically, it's mentally abusing your child. It's fucking your child up totally. But y'all think it's okay because guess what? Batty shot a clock. They said that's where it's at.
Yeah, and even with the Batty shot o'clock, is like if the mother is still in that same generation where she wants to feel relevant with the child, as far as like watching the same things or leading her into the same things, as far as like we outside tonight and things
Yeah,
like that
yeah.
nature. It's like you're only leading into bad and worse paths as opposed to setting your child up for the best potential future she can have, he or she can have. You feel me? As far as he can have, I feel like if you think about the child of the men that we have, most of our men are well behind the female, and I think that's due to the inability for the father to actually be there because something is wrong within the house, and whatever that may be, I think that leads to the child not having those successful things that you would want the child to have that you didn't have, because I'm sure most parents always said, I want my child to have a better life than I had.
Mm.
I'm sure every parent always say that. I want to give my child the best life I can possibly give them.
I
You
believe so
know,
too. I believe.
and in saying that, and you look at your children and you see that, you know, year in and generation out, you see that the same path and the same trend is still trending. Yeah, they might have a little bit of more money, or yeah, they might, just bumped up to the middle class, echelon of earners, but they haven't excelled where they having generational wealth, where it's family generational wealth, where they can pass on generational wealth
They throw
to
it away.
families beyond family to beyond
We
family.
too quick to throw it away.
But and I don't even think it's more than that. I think it's more so that we're so selfish to a point where if we see an opening, we'll take it and we won't even pull the next man behind us.
Yeah.
And that's how I think.
Matter of fact, sometimes we do try to pull the next man behind us, but he's so ignorant to grab on and say, "Hey, let's go," that he gotta make it about himself instead of us. He don't get the trend that if I'm grabbing you up, grab somebody behind you.
But
He don't get that concept. But see, that's some real shit though, man. You pulling me up out of here, and I'm gonna break this here because so y'all can know how real this conversation is.
I'm glad you
It's
said
my
that.
He pulling me up out of here. He have belief in me of what we can do. You know what I'm saying? At times I did not have that, but I have faith in God. That's it. It's no, I'm a man first, but my spirituality is what it is. I believe in the Most High, and at the same time, I've done a lot of things in my lifetime. You know what I'm saying? But on those levels, the same way I inspired him, he inspired me as a young man, and as what it is. You know what I'm saying? To tell me, hey, I know you can do this. And to open my eyes and say, you know what? Everybody keep telling me, but when you told me, it was totally different. So I look at this whole thing as on a grand spectrum of saying elevation for me and for what I think can be done with the other things of what we were singing in my childhood. You real shit.
And I get
I
it.
get, hey, real shit, man. Cause sometimes we don't understand how real shit can be. We just want to sugarcoat it. No, we ain't gonna sugarcoat it, man. Hey, I see what it is. I can you bringing me up, and I'm gonna help somebody else come up in this world too. It's so many people to be like, nah, if you gonna pull me up, nah, fuck that. I ain't about to help that nigga. Let me get up on my feet, get this all this woo woo woo, and then I might. But then again, I might meet some new people, and I'm gonna roll with them and say, fuck him. Nah, you pull me up out this basket. Guess what? The person behind me, I'm trying to pull them to and say, hey, grab somebody behind you, brother. Let's go. Let's go. We gotta stop with the bullshit and reset a trend that's new. We gotta bring something that hey, look at here. We did this before. We lost track of it. The chain got snipped. You know what I'm saying? Somebody infiltrated and let somebody else know that it wasn't even part of really with us and snip that chain. We gotta put that chain back together. Guess what? He's a welder, so we welding that chain back together. You understand? He's a
Definitely.
carpenter. We're gonna put these walls back, gonna build these walls back up. Guess what? I know all those things too. I'm plumbing with it, electrical with it. So therefore, we have a big wall that we can build with. So therefore, we got so much more to teach others. So you look at us and you say, hey, these niggas ain't about shit. And I'm gonna use that word because that's what y'all mainly wanna be about of these niggas. But let me tell you something. The wildest guy I ever met in my life ain't even the skin tone of brown. Caucasian, 100%. But one of the wildest niggas I ever met. And y'all say how he ain't a nigga. Bullshit. A nigga's an ignorant motherfucker. That's it. That's all. It ain't nothing about me, him, or none of that. So when we stand here and we do what we do, we breaking it down for y'all because y'all want this Hollywood bullshit. We can't give y'all that. We can only give y'all what's the realest of us. We ain't gonna sit here and sugarcoat nothing. If you want to sugarcoat it, turn your TV off. That's how it is. It's what it is. It's us. We're gonna give you us.
And that's 100%. You feel me? And just doing back, just thinking about far as like what you said and shit like that. Like this is what we bring.
Hey,
We bring out the real, the true, the definition of what it is and what it takes to, become surpassing, the quote unquote average man. You feel me? Or average men. You feel me? So, well, we want to set the ground rule of the things that we like to look forward to in the future. You feel me? And that's what this channel is about, to speak on the real. You feel me? And bring it straight from the heart. You feel me? This ain't, scripted at any rate. You feel me? All these things is, straight from the heart. And, these are two genuine, grown adults right here that you're talking to. That's just like he said, he's a God fearing man, and what you have, is a son of a God fearing man. You feel me? And we don't look at nobody more higher than that man. You feel me? So when it comes to that, I'm saying like this: I'm glad and I'm blessed. You feel me? That day in and day out, that we know that one day this won't be the end. This is just the beginning to the step. And that's what we want to preach to the world, you feel me? That you, where you at in life, doesn't determine your future.
uh-uh.
Where you at right now doesn't determine where you will be tomorrow. You might be on the floor today, but tomorrow you might be in a king size bed in a mansion.
Hey, started from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no big Drake fan, but it is what it is, man. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. I respect his music. But hey, that was some real shit. We started from the bottom. We here. The foundation is being poured. Watch and see us in the few.
Yes, yes. But moving right along, I got a good question, right? How would you think we as a black community would have to deprogram and reprogram our minds to, a more, positive, successful, uh, organization from community to community?
Yeah, I would look at the first thing we gotta do is stop the bickering, open up the doors to each other. You know, what I'm saying, respect one another on a bigger level than just if this person got this or this person got that. No, if you see a man laying in the street, respect him still. Don't treat him like he's some shit just because he lays there. He's not some shit. He fell on hard times like anybody else can. Still speak to him. If you have something to give to him, give to him. If you have a job, nigga, hire that man. That's what it is. Real life, hire that man. If you're gonna sit there and talk about him, then you just as worse as he is. Regardless of how you want to look at it, you just as worse as him. If you're really looking at life, and you say you understand you got a third eye open, and you just as bad as him. Actually, he's in a better condition than you are because he's not looking at nobody like that. He's looking to help somebody, even though he ain't got shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I say, until we're able to really look at each other as human beings and brothers and sisters, no matter who our neighbors may be, we can't go too far unless we get it together and really understand each other. And I believe that brown people, when they say brown ain't just Hispanics. Brown is us too. We brown. Everybody's brown.
Mm-hmm.
Caucasians, you're brown. You just tan. Stop saying you white. Stop saying you're doing all this ruling, this bullshit. Y'all stupid as fuck. I don't even go. I'm not about to go through all this bullshit with y'all.
That's another cock.
That's another. I'm just saying.
You get there.
But yeah, we here with it. We here, motherfuckers. Real life. Until we all able to realize, hey, we all here. You know. Stop acting like y'all better than, and we bet. No, look, it is what it is. We here. Let's be neighbors. Let's do what we gotta do to build this community. If you see a child is out there doing something wrong, correct that child. Stop jumping out there. You can't say nothing to my goddamn child. My child is fuck that shit. We come from Winston, such and such, and we're fuck you up. I don't give a fuck where you from. His little ass fucked up. You need to do something with him. Or he gonna be in the penitentiary cell in the cell with a motherfucker that's gonna tap him with his little tail hole. But they don't look at that like that till say child get locked up and my baby going to that jail. My baby ain't gonna ever come out. My baby cried. Fuck that shit. You should have said something to your baby when the neighbors came to you and said, "Hey, your little man fucking up. We'll be checking for you." Nah, don't you put your motherfucking hands and say a motherfucking thing to my child. Well, guess what? Now you little motherfuckers in jail. Now you talking about, can you help me? I ain't helping you with shit. He gonna sit there, learn the lesson, bitch. They ought to lock your stupid ass right along with him. Or dude, you ought to be locked the fuck up with your son, because all you did is show him how to do is run these fucking streets, even when you know what it's like being inside that system. You still influence your son to run out here and be an asshole in life. You need to be in there with him. And that's real shit. Be in there with him. If you ain't gonna teach your son, the fuck is you gonna do? If you ain't gonna teach him, stay the fuck out of his way and just, hey, accept it for what you really are. Nothing.
I'm glad you just said that, but the numbers don't support those numbers as far as the father actually being in the house to actually, as a whole, the father actually being in the house to actually sustain those type of territorial standards where you can establish, hey, be the hell in the house at a certain time. Hey, I need to know who the fuck is you talking to. You feel me? Like, hey, I don't want you around them motherfuckers. You feel me? See, the difference between your mom saying, I don't want you hanging around those boys, versus your father saying, stay the fuck away from them niggas. Them niggas gonna get you the fuck locked the fuck up. They're gonna get your ass caught the fuck up in some bullshit.
Get you.
You feel me? That's a different type of level of understanding.
True that.
See, when you hear that shit from your mother, no, you know, not to disown your mother or disloyalty
take her
to your
value
mother,
of
or
authority.
take a authority level to a lesser degree, but what you do not take consideration so much into what her word versus your father's word when it came to shit like that. Your father say don't do the shit.
You
9
listen.
times out of 10 you gonna listen.
100.
9 times out of 10 you gonna listen.
100.
Now you might go back and cut some corners where you don't do it all the way, but you gonna make sure like, nah, I ain't really do it, pops.
Right.
You feel me? And versus mom say, you know what, man, you like, man, you trying to have that shit. You been hearing that shit all your life. You been saying it, man, you like that shit. Versus your father, cause he been smacking your ass your whole life. After a while, 15 come in, your mother smacking you, you laughing.
Yeah, you got it.
Soon as 15 years old came and your mother started beating the shit out of you, you started laughing. You wasn't even taking them ass whoopings as them shits was gone out the window. You was laughing your ass off. And by then she was like, I don't know what the fuck to do with you, boy. I'm about to call your fucking uncle, your father. Call your father. Why? He been gone for 15 years.
Oh, that's a deep poem right there. That's a deep cut. I ain't gonna lie, America. It's a deep cut, and I'm gonna say that because let me break that one right there. I want to speak on that right there real quick since you opened up that door. Own up to all us. Fuck the bullshit. Whether you Caucasian, Spanish, Oriental, Japanese, I don't give a fuck what you is, Philippine, Aryan, whatever Asian nation, I don't give a fuck what you are, Aryan, you fucking Ethiopian, whatever. Realization. If you was not in your kid's life long enough, and they grew up and do the same bullshit and had this attitude with life about with their mothers, you are the cost of it. You're the cost of it. And this is done in every nationality. They don't give a fuck. Don't keep me saying, oh yeah, there's only Caucasian and black to do this. No, motherfucker. I got Spanish friends that ain't shit when it come to their church. And they only got one or two. And they cry about the fact that they got two children that they got to take care of. Motherfucker, I got a baseball team, man. Fuck y'all mean. Baseball team, 100%. Nigga, I got back catches, left field, right field, first base, second base, third base, dugout, you name it, I got it. I have a team. And within my team, God has blessed me and their mothers. I thank Him for the strength of the mothers that they have and having an understanding with me and working with me and collaborating. I thank y'all for what y'all do. Y'all are some hell of super women. I appreciate you all, every last one of y'all. But on the same level,
yes.
on the same level, I say that if you guys don't really want to be a part of what they are, let it go. Just let the shit go because some mothers can be really trife about being around your children. It ain't always the father's fault. But if you have that opportunity, find a way. When they say no, find a way around them. I'm telling y'all from experience, find a way around them to say, hey, I'm going to be around them kids. Because at some point in time, them kids start to get older. And memories stay with them. Believe that. Memories of what they have with you stay with them more than anything else. You can have a stepdad that's in the house that's giving them 100,000. They don't give a fuck. Guess what? It's the shit that they did with their daddy. With their daddy. That makes it so much more better.
Yeah.
A mother, no matter if it's the stepmom or your girl and you helping her and y'all raising her children, your children, it is a symbol or an elevation of this is a man in their life. They can respect you more. But if they don't respect you more, fuck them. Real shit. But if that woman is respecting you and you helping her and hers and she see you doing what you got to do for yours, she can't do nothing but treat you as a king. Anything less, she's a peasant, not you. And any woman, any man who has a woman that can stand on that same pedestal and be there to support you, treat her as a queen. Because if you don't, you're going to fuck around and get a peasant in your life. And a peasant ain't good for nobody. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be nobody's peasant because I'll do whatever I got to do to work to get mine. I don't cry about hours, working long hours or how many days. I don't cry about shit like that because guess what? In life, I work hard now. But it's about to be a point in my life where I don't have to work as hard as I used to. But I thank God for the blessings that I get when I'm working and doing the thing I do. So please, whether it be the father or the mother, respect what you have in your life to help you raise these kids. And just raise them shits together. Because they mean more than anything else. Because we're losing them by the thousands. I ain't knocking nobody family who have sons that want to be women, girls who want to be boys, all that shit. I got them. And ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing differently about them. But as a father and a mother, we have to show them the way. They shouldn't make decisions at an early age. None of my kids was ever to make a decision before they turn 18. If you ain't 18, you ain't making a fucking decision about your sexuality or nothing. And that's how I feel. Take it how you want to take it. But through a spirituality, I refuse to have the sins of my children be put upon my heart because God see what I'm trying to do to protect the rest of mine. Don't do that to me. So I'm telling my children, if you ain't 18 years old, you can't say what you want to be out here in this world. And I don't hear that bullshit. I was born like this. This is how it was. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. You weren't born to say that you wanted to be this. That. No, you weren't. You felt something was different about you because no one pointed you in the right direction and gave you the understanding or listen to what you had to say when you was having these feelings. That's when you got lost at, but you didn't ever have these feelings. You found them feelings when you watched some TV or seen somebody that was older who tried to mislead you or mistouch you in a way to make you feel like, hey, oh, I can be this. But until we get back onto what we need to be as parents and as people, as a village, as neighbors, to say, hey, I see what's going on. Because sometimes we can't see what's going on in our own homes, but someone is looking through that window a lot more often than we do. See a lot more than you think. We need them Miss Pearls and Miss Thelma sitting on the steps and Miss Tanya who ain't got shit else to do because she ain't rolled into the man bringing that first of the month Social Security check. So she out there every day till the mailman drop that check off until they got them cards out. But she was out there and she's still out there. You understand? They still got one or two out there, but it's hard to find them. That's why so many crimes and shit happen. But we really need to get back on track. That's just what I feel, bro. Man.
Well, he want the Miss Tanyas and Miss, Thelmas and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. I would love all of those, but I would love all of those married, where they're outside with their husbands, and they're an advocate to the youth of what love should look like in the representation of love. You feel me? Those are what things that I would like to see, because when you have more representation of what things should actually look like, I think you have a better outcome. You feel me? Because when you have people preaching a single life or patronizing a particular cult or something like that, you feel me? These things get brainwashed into the child, which makes the child feel like this is what I need to be accepted. You feel me? As opposed to your child having structure within the home where you don't even have to second guess your child going out into the real world, because the things that you set and stole into that child, as far as the structure at home, was carrying out on that street, where as soon as he walked out that door, he was a representation of the family. And everything that they learned from the family as far as the morals and everything that came about the family's last name, you knew for a fact you didn't have no worries, because he was a splitting image of what you represented. That's it. You didn't have to worry about your son going out there, trying to be the next Joe Blow or trying to be the next top rapper. He didn't have to make that range. He found his own range because you set in stall from him. So you don't have to be that. You can be whatever you want in life. You choose that path. Whatever path you want in life, make sure you strategically map every angle out. As far as doing every research possible. If you're going to go to school for it, make sure that you can pay for every bit of that financial load that comes with those loans that you took out.
Very true.
Make sure you have all of that.
Same paying
and make sure moving forward you can have the money moving forward for you and your future significant other. Gotcha. I don't expect you to be married moving out of college.
No.
But what I do expect you to have somewhat of an established of where you want to be in life. You feel me? You know, where's your life goals? You feel me? Like, cause you had 4 years to figure that out in college.
For
What is you going to do?
I just want to put one more thing. Don't be my child and come to me and say, "Hey, I can't figure it out, but I still want to keep going." No, motherfucker, you want to stop going. Do whatever the fuck you got to do to get about that concentrated contract of money. I need my shit. No, you can stop when the fuck you want to. Just make sure the money stop going in. That's all I want. Stop the banks from sending anything. Cause all that, I don't know. I don't know. My friend said I should do. I don't give a fuck what your friend said. Go your ass and keep finishing school, because if you got a scholarship, you better go. Because if you depending on my broke ass, and I'm gonna say it, I ain't got no motherfucking money. So if you could take your ass out of here and say you ain't going to school when them good people done paid for your crazy ass to go to school, you smart and you gonna just stop. Fuck you up, man. Take your stupid ass to school. Do what you gonna do. Man, parents, this is real shit. I told y'all wanna watch this? It's real shit. Fuck them up.
Fuck 'em up.
Fuck them. Hey, look, man, look. Stop all that bullshit. It's gonna be a child. Your son or daughter come home to you and you done paid $30,000 for them to go to motherfucking school, nigga. You driving on a motherfucking metro with a smart trip. Fuck them up. I'm breaking your ass back to the school and whoop your ass in front of the people in the school. Fuck what they say. He's grown. No, he ain't grown. He in my house. He piss in my toilets, eating in my table. Fuck that. Motherfucker ain't grown. They're still under your payments and your taking care of them. They're not grown. You grown when you bring your ass back home from college and say, I'm moving out, got me somebody. And I'm going to say it. I'm a dad. I'm going to say, what a mama look like. I'm going to say that because it's me. I'm ignorant. I'm going to say that. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to say what a mama look like. If the mama think, I'm going to say, look at the mother. You see what the mother look like? How old is she?
So you
stick with the dope.
So you
if the mother looks like hell on earth, make your own decision. Don't come to me with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you ask me, hey dad, how she look? The fuck? But anyway, we're gonna let it go because I get off topic quick as shit. I was ADH, special education classes. Shout out to all my special education classes, SLE, DEC, all that other shit. Baltimore, hey, I love that shit. I don't give a fuck. Go on, keep on. And I rode that little bus. I rode that motherfucker, but it did not have tents. And fuck y'all for all those who put tents on them buses now. Fuck that shit. Y'all want to hide y'all kids? No, we know they coming to your house. I came to the house. My mama had to deal with her friends, but my mama told her friends, kiss my ass and suck a baby donkey's dick if you got a problem with my kid. That's what my mama told them. Do that with your kids. I'm just gonna keep it real. Go on, say what you said.
Look, I'm just going to say to the special ed society, shout out to y'all.
Shout out.
And much progress and thriving into y'all successful endeavors.
Because ain't nothing wrong with them kids. The people that's teaching them kids and the people around them kids that got some problem learning disabilities. Them kids smart as shit. I was one of them. Fuck y'all. It was the motherfuckers in the next classroom that was fucked up. Ain't nobody first of all, who the fuck told you to put a curtain in between my class and the next class I gotta go to? That was your dumb ass decision because we know what the fuck it is. It's a curtain. We raised it up. We walked under it. Now go around and go out the door. Anyway, y'all not ready for that. Go and do your thing.
Well, I'm gonna elaborate on the word Bougietti because you touched on a couple of things where I think society doesn't actually match up with their actually earning potential or their earning yearly, earnings,
Yeah,
should
I
say?
Right with that.
So what I mean by that is where you live doesn't actually, describe who you are.
It don't.
Because you have $3,000, I don't know, some Gucci's or some
I ain't never. I ain't got that. I'm sorry. I ain't got nothing.
Yeah, I'm saying.
Shout out to Marshall, TJ Maxx and shit like that.
You know what I'm saying? You had these things like Balenciagas and all these name brand things.
Back in my days, I could have had that shit, but nah, I was never onto all that. You know what I'm saying? I was just with the Whatever it is was DC bound. You know what I'm saying? The DMV, I was rocking it
Was
here and there, but I wasn't tripping off that shit because it didn't matter to me to put that shit on. I'm a bargain shopper. Fuck all that shit. That shit is for the birds. That's how you go broke. You'll never have generational wealth chasing a brand.
but see, this is what I was elaborating to. The fact that you just elaborated to the things that DC as a whole been chasing, and it begs to my question: do you think that the whole facade of DC chasing has been a facade of DC continuously going into a broke path?
No, I think that it's too much money generating inside DC. Everywhere else, you know what I'm saying? Why I'm gonna tell you why this Seattle, Washington. There's a lot of money generating out there. So many jobs, opportunities. I'm gonna say, other than Seattle, Washington, there's places like Texas. Money is formulating. We ain't even seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Then you come back to DC where all the shit different from everybody else. Everybody got this type of tax, this type of this, that. DC don't have everything that everybody else have. DC, you can find a home that can break your pockets if you ain't ready for if you ain't got a job to match the income. It'll break your pockets, it will. But if you can afford it, the amenities is off the chain. The amenities is off the chain. And at one point, we didn't even know what the fuck amenities was. You know what I'm saying? You say, hey, what's the amenities? Motherfucker be like, oh, we're going to Masab Lab. You stupid fuck. Anyway, amenities, meaning that when you live in an apartment, you ain't got to go nowhere but downstairs. You got a Whole Foods up under your apartment. You got a fucking CVS up under your apartment. You got a gym on one side. You got a dispensary on the other side. You got some shit under your shit when you have amenities. Now, you live in a regular apartment that's off to the side where the roaches are running, the rats is going crazy. You ain't got amenities. You got problems. You got real shit. You got a slumlord. But when you have amenities, it's a different living environment. It's a really fucking different living environment, and we need to understand that. And when you bring your kids into places that has amenities, you need to understand your kids. Hey, stop trying to teach your kids just to live in a ghetto. Teach your kids how to live with everybody. Because we ain't fucked up as people. We know how to live civilized. We the first ones. We invented civilization. And we sit here and act like we don't even know it no more. So when I say you can move your kids into a place with amenities, teach your children, hey, it's okay to sweep a floor. It's okay to sweep outside your front door. Outside your apartment door. Make sure that if the hallway looking messed up, clean it up. Because you got to still live there. Don't work for the neighbors or the maintenance people come in the morning. Clean that shit up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You understand? If it takes some little pine saw, you got money. You living in a house, in an apartment that it takes amenities, so you got some money. Buy some cleaning supplies. Use your mop. You don't know how to clean your mop out and bleach? That's because you lazy. You lost count or track of where you come from. So now you living bougie beyond your own means. You need to stop that. We all want to do that now. It doesn't matter what your house look like on the outside. It's what it matters in the inside. A shack can look ran down, but you walk in that motherfucker and you be like, damn, this look like the Taj Mahal. Because it's a facade for us to sit here and say, we don't really know. Because we never took time to really understand that shit. Most people you see that dress real well when they're going to work and all that, they broke as shit for real.
No, I tell you what it is. It's not even that. It's because if you think back, even think back to what I was just saying a couple minutes ago, as far as like the last 15 years. I meant to say last 30 years.
Okay.
Where's the structure? Where's the follow-up?
They removed them out of the picture.
So
everything is being said is as if the woman matters the most. She's the arm and the leg of everything, but not knowing that hey, man was created to be able to be that strength, to hold things up, to provide security, financially, and mental support. A mother is the ultimate mental support for a family because she gonna be genuine and she gonna be more timid with her children, whether it be man or female. A father can teach his daughter how to love so much. If you just be in her life, she will know how to love a man the right way. She will know how to love herself the right way when it's dealing with a man. She will know that no, you're not about to treat me just in your type of way. because I know what it is to be loved. My father showed my mother love. I think every man needs to do that. To get back on what you were saying, yeah, we broken up a barrel because we don't want to follow by these things.
And do you to piggyback a little bit on that? Do you think it was having the father in the life of the child would actually set that child up for sex to not only to be successful in his career or his life, his or her life, or his or her relationship and endeavors and stuff like that, but
Hmm.
outside of that, do you think it would actually set the child up to a point where they actually can see through the bullshit? Because far as where a father explains things, it gives it a more logical standpoint. Far as when a female says anything, it's more from an emotional standpoint. Not to say anything is wrong, or either one is right or wrong, or anyone was indifferent. But a father's going to have your brain just open up just a little bit thicker, where you have to think strategically and logically about everything,
Hmm.
as opposed to giving you a female one-sided logically answer.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good one. I agree with you.
I, I I know it's like we have this thing where female, and you ever think about it like this, right?
Hmm.
You ever notice how in any situation the female always think about the most negative thing? I
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Hey, let me tell you. You know you're right. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Speak, Bridget. Damn.
it's like it brings me to the notion of whenever the actual that's why the father is so essential in the life, is because the mother will always give you the most negative. The first thing is always the most negative thing. The resolution and all that, it's always the most negative thing.
Negative.
But if you think about it, if the father even if you give the father the same problem, yeah, he will give you a negative. He might give you, as a potential, he will give you a negative result, but he will also give you a logical resolution to every problem that you ever have,
And bring positive to
and
it.
bring positivity to it,
Damn it, I tell you.
and make sure every situation that you ever will conquer, that you wouldn't have to worry about the next day. I'll give you an example.
Talk to me. Go ahead.
You- and I don't know who said this. Somebody else said this, so don't quote me on this,
Don't
right?
quote him. Don't quote him.
It's just like this. If your son, right, he's on the basketball team,
Mm-hmm.
and they get their ass blown the fuck out, like they get their ass whooped.
I'm gonna talk shit to him. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can say what y'all want about me. I'm gonna talk shit about my son.
But see, look, this the difference.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is between you and the mother is the mother's gonna call the child. The mother is going to be like, son, it's going to be all right. It's going to have a good game, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
Far as with the father,
Yeah.
come on, man, what the fuck? Come on, bro. You shot 0 for 15 at the fucking 3. What the fuck was you doing? You ain't passed none of your man. Like, what the fuck is you thinking you doing? We going to
You
actually
was out there
elaborate.
playing like you Jordan and Kobe.
Yeah.
Don't know how to pass the ball. You miss all them damn shots. Look here. Little curly head was right there by the ball. He could have got it and made it. You didn't pass him shit because you wanted to be the star. You do know that. I told the coach, sit your ass down. You don't know what the fuck you doing. And I'm gonna be an honest father. More fathers should tell their son, they don't know what the fuck you doing on that court. And on the football field, you don't know what the fuck you doing. You sorry. I'm dead ass said, fuck it, nigga, you ain't made for this. Find another sport. This ain't your shit. But no. The mother would be like, no, he's learning. Okay, a father would do the same thing. Say, all right, man, we gonna work on this shit. We gonna work it out. But if a father see that you ain't got net skill, Let that father be a father and tell you when to pull his boy off the motherfucking court. He ain't got no jumper. His jumper like Shaq. He ain't doing shit from the free throw line. No disrespect to you, Big Shaq. But real shit, you know you can't shoot. Nigga, real shit though. There's no way that you should be on the motherfucking court shooting balls all day and you missing when you get in the game. Fuck that. Don't embarrass my son no longer. And if you gonna do it, take that last name off his shirt. So can I appreciate it? Put his first name on the shirt and let him run around and keep doing that bullshit. Hey, pause up for me. I gotta use the restroom, y'all.
First of all, let's just start like this. Bad is wrong all the way, okay?
I'm wrong. I'm just talking shit, y'all.
Talking shit, okay?
Don't do that to your son, but I would. I'm honest. Fuck that. I would say that to my sons because me and my sons, we keep it 100. That's why my sons is doing. I'm thankful to God that they do what they do, and they all graduated. I got one son left to do his thing. You know what I'm saying? So I can say these things because I laugh and joke about it, and I have a sense of humor. And if you don't have a sense of humor, then guess what? You ain't even part of God because we all created His image, and I'm doing what I would do. The same thing I'm saying. He done said it to one of His angels before in joke time. So y'all better get hip.
Well, I ain't gonna stop you from your urine or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna stop you.
I need to use the restroom.
Go ahead, you good.
I'll be right back. Y'all go ahead and do your thing.
He'll be right back, but I'm gonna just elaborate a little bit on, as far as like what I think, this whole notion of what he was elaborating on with the child and all that. I feel like when it comes to the child, yes, we be direct. We tell him, how bad of, a game he actually plays, but we actually give him insight to what exactly we look forward to for him to actually establish in the next game. Give him key things to work on, you feel me? Give him a strategic plan. Not to say the mother is not going to do that, but far as in that particular lane, far as only regarding into the male or the female into that sport. I would say in most cases, I'm not going to say in all cases, because those are anomalies. It's not a high value of female saying that they want to be ball players. So, shout out to them. But in establishing that, just saying, guys have a major outline, and we get to the point when it comes to knowing what we want out of our sons. Now, as far as everything else, emotionally, being there, to make sure the actual son don't feel less of himself and stuff like that. I can't downplay the mother's role. She plays a tremendous role in that aspect. I can't take that away from her. You feel me? But that's why I always preach about the dynamics of a family role, where you have two families playing a dynamic tandem where they're both giving a collective effort for the child's success.
What kind of piece is this?
Jeez.
My bad.
And moving, forward in this,
professional.
Moving forward in this, thing is, our next question is going to be, where do you?
I was calling on the young man in the back that's supposed to help out with the kitchen.
Yeah.
But I should have said for him to ask you, Mr. Bougietti, is there anything that
It's neither here or there.
here there, okay, all right, I understand. You know what? You could have told me too today that my shirt was kind of tight. I know the viewers seen that thing. They was snuggy wuggy. Don't talk shit. I will fire your asses up anyway. But yeah, it is kind of tight in the motherfucker. At one point it was. I sat on it and went to get up and I was like, heartbeat did some shit to me.
It was just a regular shirt.
So I be there. It was a regular shirt until I sat on it and I couldn't go. And I felt like one of them cuffs to be on your arm when they take your blood pressure. I felt that on my chest.
Well, if it's any sponsorships out there, man, they got some shirts that he's breathable. Maybe this man needs some breathable shirts,
You know what I'm saying?
that's comfortable for him. Where
Comfortable.
It don't show no
Because I'm
streaks.
chuffed, that means I'm buff and sexy.
That's
what they want to talk about. I'm buff and sexy.
What else are you having problems with? So,
I don't want to talk about all that. Hey, y'all not ready for it, nigga. Y'all not ready for what we do. This is what we do, though. But hey, man, we just love to bring a little laughter to everything we do. That's all.
Of course. This show is actually about bringing people together and actually bringing a smile to each person's face. We're not any way, shape, or form when we discuss any of these topics are downplaying or being a negative to a female or any other race or any other breed. We are coming straight from the heart. You feel me?
We just saying out.
We just telling you exactly this is how our views are. This is not a negative or a knock on any other people's views. You feel me? So just moving forward.
Moving on.
As a man, how much do men have to annually earn to survive in today's economy, do you think? Do you think?
Be honest with it.
And
to really make it and deal with children and everything else. So, I'm going to stick with, like, if you ain't in the process of making, let me put it like this. Us as men, we know how to flip a little bit of nothing to make something. A lot of us do. Regardless of how you go about doing it, it's reality, it's a fact. We can play like, hey, that's the bad guy. No, it's not the bad guy. Because the bad guy is those who sit there and go and flip that and go buy himself a brand new pair of Gucci jeans when he got 2 kids and need milk. And he said, fuck them kids, and he just go buy them jeans. Yeah, that's when you fit that category of something that's wrong. But when you go in and you got to do that flipping, you got to make that money, and you just sit here and you bring groceries to the mother of your children. It's not your baby mother, because that's a trifling term. But the mother of your children that you got to make sure they right. Make sure they're right. It's the difference between a person that got to go to the store and they say, you going in there and you stealing. No. Survival is different from stealing. Let's get that right. They stole countries. But survival, when you got kids to feed and you know that they going to mark up the shit to a certain time, and you had to go in there and do what you had to do at the time, man, I ain't mad at you. That was called survival. That didn't call stealing. I learned that one. A shout out to Marion Barrow for that one. I appreciate that. She told me that one. Yeah. Broke it down to me of her definition of what it is, and I had to really analyze what she was saying when she said this to me. But survival, when I had to do what I had to do to feed my kids, and I did that. I'm honest to what I did. I did that in my time. I had to feed my children, so fuck y'all how y'all feel it. I went and I got what I need to get. You mark it up too high that I can't even get a pack of hot dogs, guess what? And I ain't got no job. And I'm out here every day standing in the corner just like a Mexican or anybody else to try to get that job and go on them things, and all they want to do is pick up their own time because they feel like you can't keep up. Man, I work harder than 4 of y'all motherfuckers at one time, and I put my money on that any day. But I'm just saying, real life, I had to get up and I had to go to the store and get what I get. Same way you get up, get on the get in that truck to go to that job. I was getting on the buses. I had 2, 3 book bags, and guess what? I fed my fucking children. Do I feel ashamed about it? Fuck no.
Okay.
Do I feel bad about it?
Hell
Fuck no. You know why? Because it was called survival. Will I do that now that I have a way of making an income to feed my kids if I had to? But right now I don't have to because God has blessed me so much. He was blessing me back then too. Don't get it twisted. But it came times where, when you say he on time, but he might not be there at the time that you may be like, hey, I'm about to lose it. And he was telling me, hey, hold up, I got you, but I had to make moves. At some point in time, that shit came to an end because, hey, he said, hey, I said I got you, and you moved, and I told you, hold up, I got you, and I got caught up. So a lesson was learned, but still at the same time, guess what? Within that lesson, if I had to feed my children again and I didn't have a way, y'all understand the rest of the page. Cause I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Well, I'm glad you just said that, right? Because I think you touched on a big thing where I think a lot of people like to think that their time is got to be right now.
No,
I
man,
gotta
it
do it
can't
right
never be
now.
that. Can't never be
And
that.
I think what we tend to forget is your time not does not determine who's in front of
Mm.
you. If he's going and it's his shine, let him shine.
Mm-hmm.
It is not your turn. Be patient. Keep working on whatever craft that you got going on to move forward so you can be within that better life.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And I think when we have a mindset where I'm trying to make sure that I, as a human being, move forward in my goals and making sure that I can actually help somebody who's less fortunate to actually acquire some of these abilities or these knowledges, I can actually pass this on so they can have some of the same success that I have, if
Mm-hmm.
not more. And not being ashamed to see that the person that you helped out has surpassed you. Because what you have to understand is that person gave you
Mm-hmm.
an opportunity to see that your voice mattered. That a person you can sit up there and give game to, they can sit up there, they can be genuine with it, take it and take it to the stars, and actually go past who taught them. That's better than anything. I wouldn't care if I sit up there and I taught my son the game and he made $8 million as opposed to I'm starting out and I only made $500,000. I wouldn't give a shit. You wanna know why? It's because I know for a fact I'm a blessing through his eyes. If I don't show him the light, he don't make it through that tunnel.
You're right.
So, you know, it's not about, what you did. What you did was the best thing that you could do for yourself if you worked hard enough for it. But it's all about work hard and effort. If you put those two together, you're going to have major success. You wouldn't have to worry about regrets because you left something on the table. But if you're working as hard as ever and you're putting forth that effort, shit, anything that you ever dreamed about is going to come to light. And that's what it is.
And that's some real shit. That's some real stuff right there. Right there.
Anything that it is. Now, I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to go through one more question. Man, we're going to have an episode coming soon, but let's get to the next question. Do you care about a woman's body count? We got to end it off with a bang.
Yeah, boy. Let me tell you something. I'm certified. I was certified hoe. I was certified hoe. So I like to know. I'm into it. You know what? If you're going to keep it to yourself, no, don't keep it to yourself. I need to know. Because the reason why I want to know, because if I ask you to give me head and you say you lying. You told me you had 45 bodies and you can't even suck no dick. You're lying, and I don't want you no more. But if you could be honest and say, yeah, I suck them dicks, and I'm willing to do yours, but do mine better. I know that sounds trifling, but I had a lot of cheering, so don't knock me, Lord. Don't do that. If her head is vicious like a cobra, now a cobra head is different from everybody else's head. If she got that cobra head, I won't try it. If you don't give it to me, like you was giving it back in the day, I'm gonna talk about it, and I don't want you no more because you should have gave it to me like you gave it to whoever. So yeah, the body count matters, especially when you tell me I was freaky as hell, but now I'm with you. I want to slow down. Don't do that to me. Don't cheat me out, man. Don't cheat me out, man. That's all I'm saying. I don't think everybody should think like that, but I'm just a nasty old hoe.
Now, I understand.
When I need to be, I'm a nasty ass hoe. I was a nasty hoe. I changed my life. But when I was a hoe, and I'm gonna say that because the hoe outweighs the pole, and I learned that in life. But I done filled enough of these motherfuckers up with enough semen to have enough squads to know that, hey, I know at some point I put a foot on them motherfuckers. That's all I'm putting. That's all I'm saying. I put a foot on them motherfuckers. I ain't plugged the hole, but I put a foot on that motherfucker. I'm the strength that keeps that pole standing straight inside that hole. That's all I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna leave it at. And I know some chicks that got a body count. And I didn't hit him. I did. I hit him. I did. I did it. I did it. I admit it. I might even have. I'ma say it. Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. I might even have a couple literatures within large body counts. I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. Fuck it. We did it. You did it. You did what you did. You felt like if you became community subsidized in park, a parking lot for a subsidized community. It is what it is. If you was a pool for subsidized communities, it's okay. That was your shit then. All I say is that when we get together, that shit got to stop. I mean, because everybody say, I don't want no freak. Nigga, we all have freaks in our lives. Except for those who run across one. But he was lucky. He found the one that wasn't that. None of that ain't been parched. None of that. None of you motherfucking heathens. But me, shit, I'm looking for the diamond in the rough. And I'm gonna tell you like it is. My lady, she been through it. But I love her, and it is what it is. You can't help who you love or what you want to care about. But I would say to anybody, think about what you're doing. When you ask a chick for their body count, if they got to lie to you, leave them be. If they can be honest with you, that's step one. We can get through a lot of things through honesty. But if I tell you I had like 45, and you lie to me and say I had 3, and your pussy stretched way out to here, like you can let a newborn walk about that motherfucker, stop lying to me. I don't even want that shit no more. Because you're lying.
Now, I said a lot, but I'm trying to break it down.
Break it down.
Now, I'm going to say the body count do matters. And the reason why it matters is because this determines your ability and your inability to love.
And that's true.
Now, I don't want to go too deep into that because that's for another episode.
All right.
Basically, if you had so many bodies, right?
So many.
It is hard for you to sit up there and feel like this is going to be the right one, because it's kind of like the elevator lady.
Yeah.
You ever heard of the elevator lady? How every time she went up this elevator, she felt like, well, I just got to figure out, because the last one, he was great. Like, he had the 6-pack, big dig, and all that shit. Maybe it's another one. You know, he might be a little bit taller. And she got all the way to the 7th floor. And it said, bitch, can't nobody please you.
Met a few of them in my life.
And
I dealt with one on the strip.
And you know what it is? It's because when a female has met a certain individual, right? Most of that is because that individual has set a specific standard. They either took them to a Ruth Chris, maybe to, shit.
Let me tell you that now. I'm not taking nobody to no motherfucking Ruth Chris. Or if you looking at a brother that's gonna dig there, let it go.
Benny Hannes.
Benny my ass. Look at here. I'm what you call. We gonna eat the way you treat me. That's how I'm gonna put it like that. We gonna eat the way you gonna treat me, and y'all can take it how you want to, because I know a couple of y'all that do $40 on the map, get you all that. So don't you fucking get mad and say you mad at me about anything because I know y'all out there, but I'm gonna let it be sliding. And this is in every city and every state. Y'all know who you are. Don't be mad about it because we appreciate y'all. Y'all call the 40 and under crew, and I like that. And sometimes you need to reach out to one of them, but you better keep your rubber suit on because they for everybody.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all I'm gonna say. Gotta keep your rubber suit on. Maybe two of them on.
Hell yeah.
Seal it at the bottom, seal it at the top because they raw as hell. But it is what it is. And I'm gonna say that too for the ladies. Everybody ain't for everybody. So this dudes that y'all looking at saying, hey, this the catch of the day. Put it on them. Take a rubber band, tie it at the end of that motherfucker, make sure that motherfucker don't slip off because that nigga shit ain't right. It's toxified. Got a lot of shit going on with it. When I say a lot of shit, I'm talking about really, literally a lot of shit going on. Meaning that it's got bacteria, shit, other shit that he ain't even probably washed that little funky ass thing before he came and gave it to you. So know that what you're getting because you didn't take his body count into consideration, and you felt so because he had long hair, he light skin, or he dark skin, long hair, he tall. It looked like his dick print down here. That dick print nasty as a motherfucker. It stank. He ain't gonna wash his dick before he come to you, bitch. You said what the fuck you like walking his dick when he come to you when you already knew he had bitches. So why would he wash his dick? Know it's coming to you in a fucked up ass way. Accept it because that's what you wanted. And that's because you're living in your own type of way. I'm going to do like they say. They clog it. Clog that because that dick is dirty. Have fun with it. Just like you dudes that ain't paying attention to it. Just because she thick as a motherfucker, ass moving from side to side. And she tell you, you going to get this. You going to get this and a whole lot more. Have a good day. And on that one, I want to say.
Hey, it's been a pleasure. I thank you for everybody who's tuned in, and be prepared for that next episode because we have a lot in store as we grow, as the channel grow, more questions grow, and before you know it, we will actually start to invite guests into calling in, giving their opinions and stuff like that.
Exactly.
But until then, we're just moving slow pace, slow grind. Have a wonderful night. And y'all be safe out there. Love, peace. From the voice of the average men to love to y'all.
To y'all. Love.